What's good, guys? I'm here with the $100 million seller. That's 9 figures. Amazon Lit, Eric from Amazon Lit. Wish Sebastian was here too, but he's got things to do. He's probably running the $100 million business. Today, we're going to be talking about Miami Sellers Conference, and the ticket prices go up tonight. So if you're watching the replay, if you're just popping in here, guys, you can literally get up to $1,000 off. And no, I will never offer this deep of a discount again. The only time this discount was better was if you purchased your tickets last year after the. So you can literally, if you buy 3 tickets at once and then stack on the 25% off tickets, you can literally save over $1,000. Or if you just want to buy a ticket for yourself, you can also get 25% off. Go to MiamiSellersConference.com. And yeah, welcome to the channel, brother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate y'all having me. I love touching base and just talking shop, and I love Miami Seller Conference. This is what, year 5 now?
Year 5. It's fucking crazy, isn't it?
Crazy,
dude, it's crazy because when I started this thing, I felt like the shit, and now I look back at it and I'm like, that was like my 3rd year living. Like after I lived in my car, that was only 3 years after. I didn't know shit back then, dude.
Yeah. We
Taylor was a fake ass guru. 1 year on Amazon,
Dude, literally last year was the first year I didn't feel like a fake guru. I remember before the first year when Eric and I went live, and I was like, I can't believe I'm talking to this big of a seller. This is crazy. And then, yeah, we only had 30 people, and I'm like, I thought I was the shit, and then I found out how much the speakers were selling. I'm like, damn, I suck.
Well, I think that's really the benefit of going to an event like that. It just helps you level up in all aspects of your life, because you meet people who are crushing it, and you're like, damn, they're no different than me. I should be crushing it.
Yeah. It kind of fucks up your brain a little bit, because what happens is you no longer look at these people on social media or the idea of someone doing like whatever on Amazon. You don't really look at them as like far off in the clouds anymore. And this is like, for me, this hits me the most, is like you meet a young kid, just get started. A year goes by. You see him again in person at Miami Sellers Conference. He's doing fucking $300K a month. What the fuck is your excuse?
Yeah. Exactly.
What is your excuse? Or that's just one example. But maybe they start a social media brand, boom, pop off, 100K followers, first year. And then it makes you realize like they're no different than me. They just came in the space. They're doing this. And so it can kind of fuck you up a little bit in a good way. Because, I heard this analogy the other day, and I'm going on a rant here, but I was thinking about how true this is. If you put your hand in cold water and then you take it out and you put it in lukewarm water, it feels hotter than if you put your hand just in hot water. So if you put your hand in hot water, that feels less hot than if you go from cold water to lukewarm water. And so what that means is you make your own reality by comparing what you think is normal around you. And the power of that is if you think that making a lot of money is normal, then all of a sudden, like that becomes your comparison. And I say it can fuck you up, because if you are always comparing yourself to others and you're never reaching what you think is good, then you could be, living a life of holy shit, like I'm not worth anything. But what you have to realize is you're blessed to even have the idea of it being normal to make that much money. And so be careful, guys. If you come to Miami Sellers Conference, you're going to make a lot of money. And your idea of normal is going to completely shift. I don't know if that resonates with you guys, but I've been thinking about that the last few days.
It absolutely resonates. It goes back to the abundance mindset. When you believe there is enough money and financial freedom and time freedom to go around, then it is yours to have. But when you start thinking otherwise, then it's that much harder to attain.
Yeah. Abundant. That's like a gift to have the abundance mindset, and it's a choice too.
Choice, yeah. Well, a choice we make every day too. Like I feel like for me, the biggest challenge around being surrounded by people that are doing more than you is it takes a lot of humility. Like if you don't have it, like your ego is going to get crushed. You got to really be humble enough to be willing to ask questions and be willing to learn,
Yeah. So we're super passionate about throwing this event. Eric, I'm talking too much. What do you get out of the event? What do you like about events in general, or Miami specifically? And why do you keep coming back?
So what I like about Miami Sellers Conference specifically is the people. I mean, the people are amazing. The little side chats you're able to have in between speakers, lunch breaks, the yacht party. I mean, those, you can't put a price tag on how valuable some of those conversations can be. You know, all it takes is one person to hint at a new idea that maybe you've tumbled around in your brain before but never took action on. And you have this conversation with somebody and you're like, wow, just kind of like what we were talking about. They were able to do it. They took these steps in order to achieve it. Why can't I do that? And then you just simply execute. So I go for the people. I go to a lot of events. I've been to hundreds of Amazon events over the years, and Miami Sellers Conference is definitely, you know, as a top conference for me, just because the information is great and the people are even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like just private label, or it's not like just books or just wholesale. It's a little bit of everything. So regardless of where you are, you can learn something.
Yeah.
I think there's something special about, and I've been to a lot of events too. We went to Amazon Accelerate. I didn't see you there, unfortunately.
That's because I was crying in my room. Our account was
Dude.
that day. I was crying in my hotel room.
Dude, oh my gosh. We got to talk about that. But on my flight home, my friend's account got shut down. It was a stealth account that I set up, and I talked with the Amazon support face to face. Guys, the only reason why I went to fucking Seattle was because I thought I had a choice. I thought I had a way to get my Amazon account back. Yeah. So I'm like, if I talk to somebody and explain to them that I sold a counterfeit book on accident, I settled with the brand, Amazon gave me my account back, but then redeactivated me, blah, 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 the whole fucking story. Like, I really felt if I talked to somebody, I could get my account back. So first, this is a fucking rant, but first, one of the biggest booksellers on Amazon was going to let me in under his account. Then you and Sebastian were, and then both of you guys were like, no. And then, by the way, I don't think this might have got your account shut down, but the reason why my account got shut down was I was sitting face to face with Amazon seller support, and she asked me, she's like, how'd you get in here? And I said, oh, my friend let me use his account. And she asked for my seller ID on my old account from 2023. And then she linked the accounts together. And on my flight home, I'm like, fucking, his account was deactivated. Now, fortunately, we weren't doing like volume on that account or anything, but I'm like, they really have no soul. Like, they listened to my story. She was like, well, dude snuck in here. I'm going to link this account to this account and then shut it down. But the only reason, if I never mentioned my old account ID, none of it would have happened. But I thought my chances of getting my account back were so high that I gave my old ID so she could look up the story. And even her, like, you know, when you talk to seller support, they can't tell you the story. They can't tell you the internal notes. Yeah. Same exact thing talking to her face. Like, she just couldn't see, like the bad note on the account, or she couldn't, she just wouldn't tell me. But anyway, so Eric's account.
What happened to you guys, Eric?
Our account was shut down on September, I think, 18th for bundling policy violations. And we went from doing 200,000 a day to zero for 10 and a half days. So a little over 2 million in lost revenue. And we were trending upwards. Like we were right around 6 million a month. In the next 30 days, we would have been at 8 million a month.
Dang.
Just based on Q4. And they just shut it all down, man, for 10 and a half.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. And one of the biggest bookseller on Amazon, his account got shut down, or maybe top 3 booksellers. And me and David Chung, who has spoken at Miami Sellers Conference in the past, we shot a video on what you should do if you're a bookseller and your account gets suspended. We get a sale on his little course, $150, from the email of the biggest bookseller on Amazon. And we're like, what the fuck? Wow. And I saw him a week later. I saw somebody that worked at the company, and he was like, yeah, our account was shut down, blah, 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 for this or that. And it's just crazy, like that huge sellers that are doing like millions in revenue a day can just get shut down like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think another important part of not only just attending events like MSC, but also having a network of people behind you, like us, for example, we're following through with the injunction, right? We're taking this all the way through and possibly going to file a lawsuit moving forward to not only protect us in the future, but also with the other thousands of Amazon sellers in mind.
There needs to be a union or something. There needs to be a union. Like, it's getting fucking crazy. Every single Amazon seller at Amazon Accelerate had like one goal in mind. I thought it was just me. everybody wanted to inside connect with Amazon.
Yeah.
Every person.
Yeah.
And so having an inside connect, with Amazon, that would be dope. But Amazon knew it. And so their conference was pretty dope though. Like, I know you were probably in a bad mood, but they had drinks downstairs. They had music going. I went to a Vico party that had like dancers on poles. Like, it was a pretty cool vibe. So, but not as cool as Miami Sellers Conference.
No, it was a cool vibe, but when you're collecting, $8 billion in seller fees every year, it better be a cool vibe.
Yeah. One thing I will say though is it didn't feel like, I was like, why doesn't this feel like Miami Sellers Conference or even AMZ United? Great. I think it's a good conference. And AMZ United got, like, for me, like, energetically, it got halfway there. But I think one thing, and maybe Scott Needham could do this next year, is like, for me, just getting everyone in the same room and having like a big energy, and then all of us going somewhere else with drinks, like a scene change. That in and of itself, that's what we try to do at Miami Sellers Conference. We go from all day at the venue, speaker. We get you excited, whatever, music playing. Like, we make it like an event, and then we all go somewhere else. So big scene change, everyone showers, whatever. And then it kind of feels like, there's a book about dating, and it says, one of the manipulative pickup artist books, it says you want to take a girl to 7 dates. 7 different locations in one night. If you take a girl to 7 different locations, it feels like she's known you her whole fucking life. And so that's what me and Taylor do. Like, you're the girl, and we're taking you on a date. We take you from venue, after party, venue again, after party, yacht, beach. And then by the end of the event, you feel like you have lifelong family friends. Yeah.
People watching this are probably like, what does Avery want to do with me at this conference? But
guys, $1,000 off. Miami Sellers Conference, never going to be this cheap again.
Yeah.
To add to that, though, it takes away from the awkward. That's what I think it's about. Is like, it's not this awkward, like, corporate, like, shoulder to shoulder, like, talk to the person next to you. It's like a fun, exciting place where, like, the conversations just happen naturally.
Yeah.
That's what I think Avery was trying to get at.
Yeah, and I would agree. And a lot of these big industry events, I'm talking like the Accelerates and the what's the other one? Prosper. I mean, these are so, like you said, they're so put on by like corporate America that they're just not up our alley as far as exciting and riveting events that I love attending, But Miami Seller Conference, on the other hand, like the week prior, I'm amped up. I can't wait to get on that airplane and get into the hotel and see hundreds of people that I've seen at previous events and just kind of kick the shit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Eric, what's your experience been since you guys have been basically been coming every year? Have you noticed a change in like the type of attendees that have been coming at all, or have you been paying attention to that?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think now we're getting more of a diverse crowd. I think the first year was like heavy just booksellers because that's kind of who it was marketed to. And then year 2, I feel like it was a broader range of, you had some RA guys. I think year 2 was more like the RA, like, because you had the Miles and the, what's the other guy, Prophet Fields or whatever his name is. I feel like they brought some people in. So it was like heavy RA books. And then now it's like a diverse. We got some private label guys. You got Trevin doing, TikTok affiliate and TikTok shop and growing social media. And then you got what's his name? Your boy up in the Amazon to eBay flips or eBay to Amazon flips guy. Yeah, you got Steve. And there's just a diverse crowd of people, so everybody can get something out of it.
100%. Shout out to Carlos. Carlos just snagged his ticket. Carlos, the big boss.
Nice, Carlos.
Coming to Miami Sellers Conference, and he got the VIP ticket too. So there's 3 different tickets you can get. I highly recommend you get the platinum ticket, which allows you to come on the yacht in the final day. And the yacht is going to be, every year the yacht's gotten better. This year the yacht's going to be the best. Taylor Jones is planning that, so you already know it's going to be fucking dope.
Can I share a quick little yacht story and how I'm disappointed that how year 2 I decided not to do the yacht, or maybe it was year 3.
Go for it.
So I'm listen, a lot of you know me through social media, and at the end of the day, if I had a decision, I would be very low key and non-communicative and just kind of hide out. I mean, that's the type of person I am. Yep. So initially, when I hear yacht party, every piece of my body wants to not attend it. Right? It's going to be a bunch of people, tons of questions, and like all of this stuff, right? So I think the first year you guys did the yacht party, I passed on it. right? And then I saw everybody posting after, and I was like, damn, maybe I should have went to this thing. And last year I went to the yacht party, and now I'll never miss it again. I mean, it was phenomenal. The networking was just top notch. I probably got more out of the yacht experience, my personal experience, than I did from the couple days prior. And I think just by then it was because I was fully settled in. I started building some new relationships, and I was comfortable. And so I encourage anybody listening to this, like, if you're like, oh, do I get the yacht? Do I not get the yacht? Get the fucking yacht.
Yeah.
Get the yacht experience.
Yeah. And you get the cheapest price.
Carlos,
Yeah.
shit, I got to get the yacht now. Carlos is going to go back. Yeah. Yeah, I remember you telling me that in Utah we met up with Jacob, and you're like, man, like, I don't want to get harassed on the yacht, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw you on the yacht this last year. I'm like, bro, you fucking liar. Like, you're smiling the whole fucking time.
No, the yacht was fun. It was fun. I'm not going to lie. The yacht topped off the entire weekend for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. There's a lot of, like, the thing I like about it, and Taylor, you kind of mentioned this, is like it goes from like everybody at the general admission to like fewer people at the VIP party to like very few people on the yacht. And all the speakers are at every event. And so it becomes like this like elite level networking, because it just so happens that most of people that, and I'm not saying you have to have a lot of money to go on the yacht, but most of the bigger sellers are on the yacht. And so if your goal is to brush shoulders with big sellers, that's like the best place you can do it.
Yes.
Yeah. You have a third of the amount of people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
So we're
going
going to sit here and look at each other now.
No, it's going to be an amazing time. I'm pumped about it. I mean, I already got it on my calendar. It's going to be a nice couple days. I'm pumped.
Hell yeah. Yeah. What else you been doing? What else is new? I mean, Amazon's fucking changing, man.
Yeah, Amazon's changing. I mean, we're just ramping up again now after the suspension. We're almost at 5 million a month, which is, I mean, terrible. And when you look at where we were going, but I mean, grateful from where we were many years ago. But I mean, we're restructuring our entire company. Wholesale still the focus, but we're doing a lot of brand directs, launching some new private label brands, taking some brands to TikTok, to Walmart. We're diversifying.
What's TikTok doing?
How's TikTok doing?
Yeah.
We're going live this week. So we just set it all up in the past 30 days. We don't have any offers live yet. They'll be going live on Wednesday.
How much? That's a lot different than Amazon, right? Like you have to kind of market and like look at it more like social media.
Yeah, so we're getting our products into the hands of some influencers who are going to create videos for them. We're going to run some paid advertisements and just see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard the revenue on TikTok Shop is just like insane. Like early Amazon days, like crazy.
Well, if you get a product that slaps and really takes off, I mean, you could do 100K in 30 days, no problem. As long as you have inventory and you can continue to supply it, absolutely. But it's got to really take off to hit those numbers.
Yeah.
Something I do, and I suggest everybody does, next time you're scrolling on TikTok and you see a commission video, click on that and look how many units were sold and just multiply it by the price.
Yeah, it tells you. It's public information. It tells you how many units were sold, which is pretty cool.
So, I mean, game changer.
Yeah.
But we're not shifting all of our focus. I mean, we're still very heavy Amazon. Amazon makes up a majority of our business, and it's still a great opportunity. It's still a lot of money to be made when done correctly.
Yeah. I'm excited for Brandon Young to come this year. Have you talked to him?
Yeah, I've talked to Brandon. I'm actually considering right now investing into his software. Yeah, I know Brandon very well. I'm excited to see him as well.
Yeah. So Brandon does 20 million a year. He's private label. This event's always kind of a reflection of me and Taylor's interest, and we're both interested in private label. I'm attempting to launch some. Taylor's launched some. So in addition just to Trevin Peterson, we're also having Brandon Young come. And I'd say he's, in terms of social media, he's probably one of the GOATs for private label out there.
100%. Guy's been in the game for a decade. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of like Dan Thousand Asins. But by the way, Thousand Asins he's been doing good with his content lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It looks like
he's been like he's actually like making good content. So I'm proud of him. But he kind of reminds me of Thousand Asins. I don't mean this in a diss, but Thousand Asins does like 12 million plus a year, 15 million now, whatever it is. Numbers always going up. And I always thought he wasn't the best at social media. Like he would just post like a picture of his sales like once a year. But now he's actually stepping it up. But Brandon Young kind of reminds me of that. He's not like the guru who's out there teaching all the time, but he does have a lot of knowledge. So glad we could. Hopefully he's coming. He gave me like a maybe, but
yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's local. I think he lives in Miami.
Okay, sweet, cheaper for me and Taylor not to fly his ass out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he lives in Miami.
He's gonna watch this and be like, "No, I moved to New York, man. I need a flight." Yeah, private label's good. I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more about that from the guys that are doing it. We got hit. I would say 80% of my catalog back in August, 3 months ago, was just one brand. And Amazon, I woke up one day and they're like, "Hey, you can't sell this brand anymore." And similar story, just not as much scale as you guys, Eric. I mean, we went from doing 10K a day down to like 1,000, and it spooked the shit out of me. Luckily, I got it back. It took me a month of reapplying, but it just made me rethink like how I need to be more diversified. And what I love about private label is Amazon might be able to come after my listing, but they're not going to be able to tell me I can't sell this brand when I have the trademark, you know?
Yeah.
So
They may require like additional CPC documents or certifications. I mean, we're dealing with that right now with some private label brands. It's been 60 days and they're not accepting our documents. So
to run PPC, or what kind of documents are they asking for?
No, just for approval. It's like they're considering it a hazmat. It's not a hazmat. So we sent them the SDS form. They're saying it's not in the proper format, yet it's direct from the manufacturer. The manufacturer produces all the big brands for Hasbro. I mean, everything lines up, but it's Amazon. So they're just giving us the run around.
Yeah. That's the weirdest thing I thought about, like with the paperwork. It's like sometimes you send them the perfect stuff and you just have to like submit it multiple times, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. It's because random people are looking at it, man.
Yeah.
It'd be so nice to get Amazon to like come to one of these smaller conferences like Miami Sellers Conference or AMZ United. Ask
them.
Yeah. We should, Taylor. Put Des on
it. Email Bezos.
Here's a nugget for y'all too, because with the beginning of this call, we were talking about like getting connected with someone who works at Amazon on the account health side. Something we've seen a lot of our larger sellers that we consult for do is they actually hire ex-employees who worked at Amazon Account Health.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that could be really good. Yeah, like paying someone to come that has worked at Account Health.
Yeah.
Recently, that'd be nice.
Recently.
Yeah.
Recently. Not like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Even like a year and a half ago. So much has changed.
Yeah. But I mean, those overseas workers who are working at Amazon, you could compete with that salary. Now, a stateside Amazon employee, going to be challenging to compete with that salary.
We're going to the Philippines after Miami Sellers Conference. So we're going to try to find some of those Amazon phone workers that have the higher up position, and we're going to get them to unrestrict us in all the big brands.
How are you going to find them? You going to wear like a sign?
You're going to go to the bar like you did last year.
Yeah, go to the bars, man. Hit the bars hard.
What are you guys looking forward to at MSC this year?
I always like the yacht. That's always my favorite. Yeah. It's going to be a long event this year. Wednesday night's going to be the first night of networking. Thursday night networking. Friday night networking. Saturday night basically networking. It's going to be a good time. So.
Yeah. Yeah, same for me. I mean, yacht is awesome. I mean, I feel like every year I have resistance just knowing that, like, you know, the work that it takes. But every single year I also look back and I'm like, damn, that was a blast. You know, it's just so much energy in one weekend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, putting on an event is no small feat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got some ideas. I went to Alex Hormozi's event, and I really liked how on the first day, and I think we have like the best speaker lineup we've ever had this year. If you guys want to go to MiamiSellersConference.com, scroll down, check it out. But what he did was he had his whole team that builds that scales his portfolio companies. So these companies that do at least 5 million in profit each year, he's got a team that scales them from 5 million to 10 million. And then he takes the profit each year. Obviously he's cash flowing on let's say he buys a company for 40 million that does 5 million a year profit. That's usually what he buys it for, 8x multiple. His team scales it to 10 million, and you can sell a 10 million profit business for 10x. So you can sell it eventually for 100 million. Plus you make the profit for all those years. And the whole speaker lineup was his team that actually scales those companies. So it wasn't some fluff BS motivational speakers. And I feel like Miami Sellers Conference has that in common because we have a bunch of people who actually make a lot of money on Amazon, teaching Amazon. And then day one was all speakers, and day two was roundtable discussions. So I think we're going to emulate that this year, where day one, all the speakers go. Day two, and probably even afternoon day one, we start doing panel discussions. We start doing roundtable, let people rotate, and just give as much access to these high-level players as possible.
I agree. I mean, the panels last year were great, so I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh, little dogs. Yeah.
Y soy de México, soy de Tecate. Quit the Amazon a year.
Eric's got his passenger princess too now. You got registered as a service animal?
No, he's not trained enough to pass the test. I mean, it's a pretty extensive test they got to go through.
No. We don't. I think you can get it without a test.
All right. So send me a message on the side. Let's talk after.
Okay. I got you, Eric. Yeah.
Dude,
This guy's not trained, I promise.
Go to ChatGPT, say, write me up a contract, and then fake sign it. That's all you got to do.
He's an emotional support dog, but I mean, that barely gets him anywhere. It's like, it's terrible.
Yeah. So cool, guys. Well, I gotta bounce, but great talking with you, Eric. Okay, cool. Gotta go. Bye.
All right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here too. I got wrestling.
See you, Taylor. We'll see everybody at Miami Sellers Conference. Have a nice day.
Book your tickets below. Peace out, guys.
Bye.